In the Arctic regions there's permafrost, and in the permafrost a large amount of carbon is stored. And when the temperature increases, the permafrost thaws, which results in the carbon being released to the atmosphere in the shape of methane and carbon dioxide. And when the methane and carbon dioxide gets released to the atmosphere, the consequence is that it contributes in the increasing of the global temperature.
Why is it important for the public to get to know about what's happening about the climate change in the Arctic?
The climate in the Arctic is part of the global climate system, and the Arctic, being the cold part of the planet, actually regulates the overall temperature of our planet in some sense, meaning that because the Arctic's cold and often much of the Arctic is covered with snow and ice, it actually serves as a place where the heat that's coming from the sun, a lot of it's reflected back out into space instead of being stored either in the oceans or in land. And so that means the Arctic is the Earth's cooling system. So as the Arctic warms and that cooling system starts to break down, it means that the warming of our planet will accelerate. This is no longer the Arctic. Some people call it the subarctic. It's really kind of almost the boreal now. It's just that we don't have the pine trees yet. And so we're right on the edge of that. And it also means we're right at the edge of where there's permafrost. So although there's a lot of permafrost in the northern hemisphere, being right at the edge of it is where we can really see these really dramatic changes caused by global warming. Well, it's important because all of this carbon that's locked up in the permafrost regions of the world, as it thaws, that carbon has to go somewhere. Now, not all of it's going to go in the atmosphere. Some of it's going to wind up in the plants that grow. Some of it's going to wind up, in the waters and then be a part of the sediments at the bottom of the lakes. But a lot of it's going to go into the atmosphere. Some of it is CO2 and some of it is methane. And then, of course, that's what we call a positive feedback, meaning that as it warms, as we warm our planet, and things like permafrost thaw and release these greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, then it causes this chain reaction where you get more and more warming, which causes more and more thawing of the permafrost.